Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to AriesEDC from the shop. We're picking up on some other builds. So on the last shop video, the March builds were finished up, and at the time I'm filming this, they're all going to get sent out for heat treat. So that means I can try to get back onto these April builds that I started a little while ago. The reason I did them is because I was just trying to get ahead. That was before I knew that you guys were going to pick all stainless for the month of March. So I'm glad I did, because now I can jump back on the April builds, which are going to be all Damascus. I know the spike doesn't look Damascus because I cleaned it all up and did a little surface grinding on it, but I promise you that that is a Damascus bar of steel. It's just very difficult to see right now, but you're going to see it once it's all said and done. It's going to be pretty awesome. So the spike and the crow, there you go. You can see the pattern there. The crow are in a pretty good spot where they need to be. I could start the bevels on these. I might surface grind this too, because that bar had this like big line going across it, and I don't want that to show up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to grind it out or not, as far as like when I do bevels. So the bevel line usually ends up the termination of this line, and it comes back. So I might be okay. But anyway, I'll look at that here in a second. But this one and this one, I've shaped them out really well, got the holes drilled, which in Damascus seems to bother me a little bit, getting the holes drilled. I've also, the Cardinal XL, I've shaped it out, and I still have to do a bunch of cleanup on this one. Basically, all I've done is cut it out and got a fairly good shape, but I still have to refine the shape on all of this and to get it to look a little bit better. Same with the Cardinal. So you have, this is the regular Cardinal, and then you have the Cardinal XL. So you can see the size difference between the two of them. Pretty extreme. And then this is a creep. I pop these out every once in a while to do. They are a skeletonized blade. And so basically I'm going to just drill some holes in here, and everything's going to get rounded off. And it's going to be a cool little, I like to say neck knife, but it's a cool, fun little blade, little 3-finger. And yeah, the creeps are fun. But I keep them skeletonized, so I don't put any scales on them. I don't do anything. I just round everything off. And basically what you see is what you get. And with Damascus, it's going to look pretty stinking cool. So I have these 5 things that I'm going to be doing for April. Oh, and if I get to it, maybe a Damascus package hatchet, you say? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But the blades are kind of my focus right now. So this morning, I am going to start working on these 3 and getting them a little bit more refined, and hopefully get them to this point so that we can start doing bevels on all of them this week. So we will see how it goes. I also have this little guy over here. I started a bead for somebody, and I probably first thing this morning will finish that up. It'll take me probably about 10-15 minutes to shape that and to polish it up and get it ready to send out for that person. And I'm going to the mailbox tomorrow, or the post office, and shipping a bunch of stuff out. So this I should probably work on first, and then I'll jump on these. So time to get to work. All right, guys, got the holes in. They'll look pretty good. We're getting there. Got the cardinal, looks pretty good. I want to take this to the surface grinder just a little bit. Actually, just the edges are kind of rough in here. So I just kind of want to, I could probably do it by hand. I think I'll do it by hand because it's not a lot. I just try to like to get all the burrs and everything off the edges before I go to the grinder and start doing bevels. And then the creep is going to be skeletonized. So I'm going to clean up that hole because you can see the bit kind of, when I chamfered out that hole, it made it weird. So I got to smooth all that out. And then before I do bevels, well, I guess I could do it after. I want to round everything off. Yeah, I think I'll do it before. So this is not easy to do, especially with these contours, but I want to round all this off. So I'm going to take it to the grinder, start smoothing all of that out. And then I got to do the rest by hand. So I'll do the Dremel and then by hand. And then this one, along with these two, all of them will be ready for bevels. Holy cow. So I'm going to hand sand the flats out on these a little bit, and then I'm going to round this one off. Yeah, this will be a cool little bink knife, little neck knife, little fun little EDC cutter. Very cool. So better get to work. So when I say I'm going to just kind of do it by hand, I have that same piece of tile on sandpaper, and I'm just taking it and smoothing this out. And this is why I do it, because then I find things like this, and then there's other lines that are going across this bar of steel, and it just helps me smooth everything out. And if this was like warped in any way, you could see high and low spots. But that's kind of concerning. It is Damascus, and you're going to get some texturing in the steel that is kind of deep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that to the grinder, and I'm going to this is thick enough material, I can remove some. Let me do the other side, but then I'm going to take it to the grinder, and I'm getting a little better with surface grinding on that. I have my magnet here, and I just kind of flatten it up against that steel, or up against the platen, and it smooths it out. I usually do high grit at low speed, so it should be all right. But you could see that. Let's see if there's any issues on the other side. And by the way, you see the pattern now because that's how they sell it, so that you know what pattern you're getting. But, you know, people freak out and you're like, oh, you're getting rid of the pattern. It will come back, believe me. I'm going to etch it and everything else. But again, nice flat piece of tile helps me. And then it helps me see if there's any major issues, which I don't see anything on this side. So that's a plus. But I have plenty of material here, so I'm going to flatten both sides up a little bit. Let me check the other two before I jump on the grinder. But these guys, this one doesn't look bad. Okay. So it's just this side, that one little spot. Oh, strong magnet. Just that one little area, which, to be honest with you, I'm going to grind out anyway. But I just want to make sure that that's it, and then it goes away. But yeah, all right, very good. right, guys, got it cleaned up. Not terribly. I got it rounded and smooth all the way around, so it'll be a comfortable little grip for you. I like it rounded. I don't know. This gets a little squared off in here, so there's a little bit more grip, but it's just a fun little neck knife. I think with the pattern, it's going to be pretty stinking cool. I have to still remove that one little mark. I was going to put a hole there, like a small, like 3/16 maybe hole, but I decided not to. I like just keeping it 2 holes. It'll bring out the pattern. And once it's acid etched and everything else, you won't even see that, but I'm going to try to flatten it out just a little bit more, but I think we are looking pretty stinking good. Also, just to update on the 2 cardinals, they both have a little mark, a little inclusion, but it's just surface. It doesn't seem like it's going to go deep, and once I get the bevels up, that's going to just get ground out. So I'm not completely worried about that one whatsoever. It'll be fine. Same as the Cardinal XL. It had a little inclusion on it as well, but again, I'm probably going to bring the bevels up to right above that, so it's going to get all ground out and it won't be any issues whatsoever. So we are looking good, and I can pretty honestly say that I move the camera over here where they all are, am ready for the next step, which is bevels. Holy cow. So I am gonna prep these for that, but I need to go take a break and then maybe come back out again tomorrow and get these done. It's Sunday as I'm filming this, and I would like to go relax a little. I need to go run to the grocery store, get some things done, and, you know, have a life beyond this. You know, who'd have thunk it? But anyway, I really like the direction we're going. The Crow I'm excited about, and I'm excited about Damascus in general. Just a reminder, this is a lot of work. I have to hand sand all of these to a mirror finish. Then they get heat treated. Then, well, I don't have to do mirror finish before heat treat, but I'll go to like maybe 600 before heat treat. I'll heat treat all of them. Then I'm going to, afterwards, I clean them all up, and that's when they go to almost a mirror polished finish. Why? Because it's better to etch them at a mirrored polished finish. So I'll go to like 1,000, 3,000 grit hand sanding on the flats and then polish them up to where it's almost like a full high polish. And then I etch them because the etching looks better on a high polished finish. So they're going to get etched, and I like to get that nice dark etch on these guys. I haven't come up with any ideas for handles yet. Well, I know with this one. This one is good. This one gets nothing. It's 1, 2, 3. I don't know what I want to do. I have an idea for this. And these two, I don't really have any ideas. I've been playing with matching up some stuff that I have here, but I'm not really sure. So we're going to figure that out. So, all right, let me go get cleaned up and enjoy my day. And when we come back, I'll be doing bevels. Yeah. All right, guys, I wish it was easy as 1, 2, 3, and then I could get all these done in one day, but this is taking me some time. I took some time this afternoon. I got these two looking fairly good with the bevels. Got them ground down. So got those guys looking good. I was going for a little higher grind than normal on the Crow. Normally I don't go that high, but I wanted to do a little bit higher grind on that, and I think it came out pretty stinking good. I want to be able to show off that Damascus, right? So I want to be able to show off that nice Damascus pattern on the blade. It also thins out that blade a little bit, and I think this one's going to look pretty stinking cool. So making pretty good progress on these. I still need to do these two. Basically, it's hard. The spike is hard because that getting a straight perfect line is not easy on the grinder. It's easier to do a curved line almost than it is a straight line like on the Crow. That's not easy, but I'm doing my best. I don't know why I'm picking up stuff and cleaning, but wow. Anyway, guys, listen, I want to finish up this video right here, and then I'm going to pick up on these on the next one. So I thank you guys so much for checking in, following this build. It's going to be pretty stinking cool. The Peters heat treat blades just went out and a couple days ago, so they're in transit and won't be back for quite some time. So I have plenty of time to get done on these. I'm not in any kind of hurry, but I'm going to slowly get all the grinds done, and then I'm going to hand sand all these out. Because they're Damascus, I'm going to hand sand them out fairly well before heat treat. Like I might go to 600 grit to get them nice and shiny. Then we're going to heat treat, and then I'm going to slowly work on them one at a time, or maybe like 1, 2 at a time, 2 at a time, 2 or 3 at a time. I'm not going to try to do it all at one time, just because that's a lot of etching and everything else that's going to happen. So maybe the Crow and the Spike will get done first, and then I'll come back and do the 2 Cardinals and then finish on the Creep. I do have till April, so I have plenty of time. But if I can get these all ground, hand sanded, and heat treated, then I can take my time finishing them all up. And I don't even know what I'm doing for handles yet. So there's that. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. Again, the choice is always